chips. I'm getting rich. Running up digits, counting up six. My money flipping, let's take a trip. Splash. Standing on business, tycoon rich. I'm rich. Look at my chips. I'm getting rich. Running up digits, counting up six. My money flipping, let's take a trip. Splash. Standing on business, tycoon rich. All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome back to our live session here. As usual, we talk about what we trade, and then we talk about how we trade it, and then we get right into the market to see what opportunities we have for today. Great morning for everybody that is online, and let's get right into it. All right, so what we trade NASDAQ 100. It's the index of innovation. So this index caters to investors interested in innovative, growth-oriented companies like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and others, offering a diverse selection of industry leaders driving economic progress and technological advancements. And so some of the companies that are comprised of NASDAQ is we have Apple, we have Comcast, we have Microsoft, we have Ross, Adobe, Paychex. So all of these companies that we're familiar with, we trade the overall performance of this index. And so the things that happen on a day-to-day basis in the news and the economy affects this index, and we trade according to what the market presents to us. All right, so I'm going to talk about like our actual strategy, kind of break it down a little bit on what to look for when you're looking at the chart. We're going to take a look at how NAS performed yesterday as well, and then we're going to go from there. Okay, so when we're trading the market, open, it's important to understand a couple of things. Okay, you want to there's a couple of rules that we follow, and let me just share this screen here for you guys. Okay, perfect. Great morning, Sylvester. Great morning. Hope you are doing very well today. Okay, so let's go over our concept. Okay, so with market open, our concept is to secure profits and reduce losses. So it's the Forex/futures trading concept, okay? And this is just a quick disclaimer. I'm not a licensed financial advisor, and the information provided should not be considered as financial advice. Any trading or investment decisions made based on this information are at your own risk. It is recommended to consult with a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions. The content is for educational and informational purposes only and does not guarantee any specific outcomes or results. Okay, so now what we're looking at here is a couple of things here. We're looking at the first step, which is the directional bias. So directional bias just basically means that when I'm trading for today, I'm only looking for buys or I'm only looking for sales. The only time that changes is if the market changes, right? And that's what we call being objective. But for the most part, we have our directional bias based on a few parameters. So it says identify which direction and what type of trades you should be looking for based on the direction of the 200 EMA. So 200 EMA, that stands for exponential moving average. Okay, and that shows us the average movement of the past 200 candles. So when we look at that, we can basically determine where the market is trying to go. So in this case here, our 200 is this blue line right here. That's our 200 right here. Okay, and so we can clearly see that it's moving up. Okay, so when the 200, right, it says if the 200 EMA is moving in an upward direction, look for buys. Okay, so when the 200 is moving up, we got to look for buys. That's our directional bias. We're looking for buys only. Okay? Now, if the 200 EMA is moving down, right, because here's our 200 EMA, right, this blue line here. If it's moving down, then our directional bias should be sales. Okay, should be sales. So, if the 200 is moving sideways, so just kind of going sideways, right? There's no clear movement of up or down. Then we want to kind of use that Keltner channel for entry. So major levels of resistance here. So when price sold off here, it went down. So when price gets back to this area, we look for the same type of movement for price to go down. Okay, same thing at the bottom. Price went up here. Okay, buys. Look for buys, right? At this areas here. Now we go over this explicitly, of course, in the Blue Chips Academy live sessions and trainings, but this is just to kind of give you all a gist of what we are looking for step one. Okay, so we have to determine our directional bias before we look at anything else. We have to determine our directional bias. Okay, so now let's go to the next step. The next step has a little bit more complexity to it. Great morning, Mary. Happy new day. Happy new day. Great morning, Kelly. How are you? Great morning. And to everybody else that's online, appreciate y'all for locking in. All right, so now let's look at our BPC entry, okay? So the first thing, now that we have our directional bias, now we determine our directional bias, the next thing we want to look for is the BPC entry. What is a BPC entry? So first and foremost, it's important to understand, what does BPC stand for? Okay, so BPC stands for breakout, pullback, continuation. Okay, breakout, pullback, continuation. All right, so once you've identified your directional bias based on the 15-minute chart, because that's what we look for our directional bias, we're looking at the 15-minute chart. We look for the most recent support and resistance levels near current price, and these levels will be used to identify the BPC, right? So in this example here, okay, we see here's our resistance, here's our support, okay? Price broke out. There's our breakout, that candle right there, that green candle that is pointing to, right? So that's our breakout candle. Our pullback candle is that red candle right there. And then our continuation is when the price breaks past our pullback level. And price broke past it there, so you see price continue to the upside. Okay? So, breakout, pullback, continuation. If we don't get all three of these confluences, breakout, pullback, continuation, we're not entering a trade. Okay, sometimes you'll get one out of the three, sometimes you'll get two out of the three, but we need three out of the three before entering a trade. So this illustration right here is what we call a bullish BPC, because with bullish BPCs, we're looking for buys. And we know if the directional bias is going upward, right, that 200 is going upward, we're looking for buys. So we need to be looking for a bullish BPC. Okay, so, and I just went over this little section right here, right? So the breakout candle breaks through the most recent support used for sell entry or resistance used for buy entry level. So I just showed that, right? The pullback retraces back to the same level of support or resistance. So this red candle retraces back to this level, but it never comes all the way back down like that, right? It just kind of stays right here, pulls back to this level here. Okay. The continuation candles or candle engulfs or moves past the pullback candle, which is here. Okay. But let's look at this sell illustration. So here's our support, right? This was support at one time. And now this is our resistance, right? I'm sorry. This is our support, and this was resistance. Okay. So let me Let me go back because I don't want to confuse you. This is our resistance. This is our support. So on the sell or bearish BPC, we're looking for price to break through our support. So we see how the candle is pointing to this red candle. It broke through this level. Okay. The pullback pulls back to our level, right? It doesn't come all the way back up like that, right? So that's a valid pullback. And then we have our continuation where it breaks past our pullback level. See, this candle broke past our pullback level. So that's our signal for entry. Okay. And we're looking for 0.1% on our take profit. We're in and we're out. We are in and we are out. Okay. So if all of the students have a great week this week, which I feel like they really will, we're going to start to scale and go to the minimum $50,000 account. Okay, so I want you guys to start getting prepared for that because that's what I'm looking to transition to next week, guys, is to minimum $50,000 account. Of course, we want that $200,000, but minimum $50,000 account. It's time to scale up. Okay, so what we're looking at now is here's something significant that's in this that's in this strategy. We want to enter. So the recent support and resistance levels gives us a gauge of where we are, but we want to set both of our buy, our buy and sell zone. We want to set a buy and sell zone. So I'm going to look at price from yesterday. We're going to go to the chart and we're going to look for what is going on or what happened in the market yesterday. All right, so I'm going to show you guys the buy and sell zones of what happened yesterday. I was going to draw out the illustration, but we're going to go straight to the charts. All right, so let's do that. So let's go to our trade locker because that's what we use. We use the trade locker platform. Okay, and hopefully they are doing some maintenance on their platform, but hopefully we'll be good to go. I think we should be. All right. So 1 second, guys. Let me just move everything over for this. And you guys should be able to see my screen now. All right. Awesome. Okay. So I think I had my markups on the other one, but it's okay. We can mark it up on this. All right. So the first thing you guys want to understand, okay, is that we have to make sure this is regardless of what strategy you're using, you have to set your key levels. Trading without key levels is an absolute no-no. Okay, you have to do that. You would not get into a car without brakes. You would not drive on the road without stop signs, without traffic lights. Okay, that's what that's what your key levels are indicators of. Okay, where are your caution areas, or where did significant things happen in the market? Okay, so let's go ahead and mark up a few key levels, and I have I'm on a 1 minute chart. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let's take this one off. I have videos that show, the 1 minute and the 2 minute and stuff like that. I'm sorry, the breakdown of how to set key levels. So if you want to learn that, just go back and look at some older episodes, okay? But let's look at this. And NAS is just taking off right now, okay? But let's look at from yesterday. So yesterday, I had my buy zone and I had my sell zone marked, okay? So remember, the first thing we had to determine is what? Our directional bias, right? So we can clearly see the 200 is moving up. And if you ever need clarity on what direction you should be looking based on the 200, let's say you're not able to fully clearly see what direction the 200 is moving, just look at the 20, okay? If that 20 is above the 200, okay, then that's telling you that you should be looking for buys. All right. So our directional bias yesterday was a buy. Okay, we were looking for buys. And the two recent resistance and support levels was here. Okay, this was the resistance level, this was the support level. Okay, we were looking for price to come out of that. Now, the buy zone is always going to be at the most recent level of resistance. Why? Because our directional bias is a buy. That's the momentum of the market. So if it breaks through that, then we have a great chance for to close out. Okay? And if we go back and we look at the sell zone, all right, and this was actually last week, the one that I'm looking at now. Yesterday was here. Okay, so we got in somewhere up here, but we still got a win off of that that trade. Okay, beautiful bounce off of the 200 here too. All right, so let's look at this here. All right, so this was our buy zone. The sell zone. Okay, so if price is moving up to the upside, we need double confirmation that price is ready to reverse for the opposite direction. Okay, so if price and the momentum and the buyers are dominating the market, we need double confirmation that the sellers are now ready to take over the market. Okay, the bears. So in this case here, this was our support level, this was our resistance level. This is our 200 right here. Okay, understand the power of the 200. The 200 is like the ultimate indication of where the market is really moving. So if we're going in the opposite direction, we need to be very sure that that's what the market is trying to do. So the first thing I'm looking for, if this happens, is price needs to break the 200. Okay? So you see how these candles here, they broke through our blue line. It broke through our 200. Okay? So that was the first sign. But the second sign is that it breaks through that second layer, second level, second key level, and gives us a BPC to the downside. That is the only way I would consider a sell if it breaks the 200, number one, and then it breaks the next key level, number two. If it does not do that, I am not entering the trade because we can clearly see when price broke the 200 here. Price broke the 200 here. It did an ultimate reverse because the market is still trying to go in the direction to the upside. Okay, so we can't get faked out with that first break. We need two breaks in order to really feel confident that the market is trying to go in the opposite direction. Okay, so that's how we played that. We got in, we got out, took our profit. Okay, so that's what we've been looking for today. So let's kind of analyze our levels today. And I'm just going to move our levels up here based on where price is. All right, so we're going to start from the bottom, and I'm going to bring this to the top here. Here's the key level here. Here's our key level here. Okay. There's our key level. Here's another key level here. Okay, and then we're going to just slide this one up here. Right there. All right, so we have our key levels set. Actually, let's go ahead and move this up a little bit. Yep. So there we are. We have our key levels set. Okay. So what we're doing here is now we have to determine, what does step one say? Determine our directional bias. We can clearly see this blue line here, this 200 is moving up. So our directional bias is a buy. Okay. The second step is we need to look at the most recent support and resistance levels. Here's our support. Here's our resistance. to determine our area that we're looking for BPC. Okay. So we know the first level of resistance, because we're looking for buys, that's our buy zone. Okay. So I'm going to drag this here and we're going to put this here. This is our buy zone here. If price breaks out of here, we're looking for buys. No hesitation. Okay. No hesitation on that. All right. Now, our sell zone, we need to break through 2 layers before considering a sell. First layer, we need to break through the 200. Okay. So the 200 might end up being here by the time the market open. Okay. So this will be our first layer. And then our second layer will be here. So our sell zone has to be at that second layer. It has to be at that second level right there. Okay. So that's where our sell zone is going to be. And what our zone does is make it clear where we should be looking for our entry. Okay, so so price breaks through there, then here's our sell zone right here. Okay, so anything in between this area, we are not taking trades. Okay, so if price stays here for the rest of the day, guess what? It's a no trading day. We don't have to trade every day. We do not have to trade every day. Okay, so but if we get that breakout pullback continuation, oh yeah, we're going to the next level. Or if we get that breakout pullback continuation, yes, we're taking it to the next level. Okay? But anything in between, we're not touching. All right? So now let's see what our next level is. If we do get that breakout for the buy area, where are we headed? Where's our next? We always have to know not only where price has been, but we also need to determine where is price going, right? Because if we do get that opportunity, we want to already be prepared for what's coming. You should never be trying to figure that out, okay, right when you get into your trade. You should already know where price is headed. Okay, so we have our next 2 levels here. So if price breaks out, we'll know where price could pretty much retest. All right, so that's what we're looking at for today, guys. Let's see how this market plays out for us. We did get an alert here. I'm gonna just go through one of them. We're not gonna go too much into it, but we got a Euro USD crossover. Actually, no, we got price near the 200 on the Euro USD. So let's go take a look at that really quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and wait it out until the market is ready to open. All right, so this here is a clear buy. Actually, I'm going to enter this buy. Here. This is a clear buy for me. So I'm going to go here, click buy. Where do I want my stop loss? 0.1% from where price is. So we go from here, we drop it down 0.1%. There we have it. Stop loss, and it's under the 200. We love when our stop loss is under or beneath the 200. 0.1%. Take profit. We're going to take this one on. Let's see. Based on this, I'll be risking about $42. So I'll go ahead and buy that. Okay, so I'm in the price. So now all I need to do is just edit my take profit. All right, my take profit is going to be right here. So we go from here to 0.04. That's all we need, folks. That's all we need right there. 1.17425. 1.17425. That's all I need. 1.17425. 1.17425. All right, confirm in the trade. No hesitation. Why? What's going on with this 200 here? First of all, price is moving up. The 200 has a clear slope here. All right. When price came near the 200, what did it do? It moved up. We're back near the 200. All we need is for price. We're not saying price needs to go all the way back up. I don't know how far price is going to go up because it could be a breakthrough, right? But I am a firm believer price will at least come to 0.0 in and we get out. This strategy, if applied correctly, you can close around 80% of your trades. Easy. We're already moving in the right direction. Okay? So it is 9:10. Okay, it is 9:10. So we will be back on at 9:25. Okay, 9:25. We'll be back on, waiting for the market, see what happens with our market, see if we get some good opportunities today. Okay, and if we do, then guess what? That's even better. But if not, that's fine as well. So 9:25, guys. Let's see. Let me put my timer up here. Just give me a second here, guys. But that's what we're looking at for today. So if you all are in the academy or if you're online, if you want to take advantage of Euro USD, by all means, do it. I'm not even hesitating. Okay, that's a good opportunity right there. Okay, so again, we're at it's around 9:10, so we're going to be back on at 9:25, guys. 9:25, we'll be back on. Be ready to analyze the market with me, and let's see what we can get. Okay, let's see what we can get. All right, guys. I will talk to you soon, and as soon as my timer wants to load, I'll put it on the screen. All right, cool. Let me go ahead and do. I'm sorry, guys. I thought I was speaking and my mic was muted. I appreciate y'all for locking in. Thanks for asking that question, Mike. I'm over here just running my mouth thinking y'all can hear me. But yeah, we have our zones marked up. We're ready to go. And like I said, anything in between, we're not going to take those trades, okay? But the buy zone, if we clear that buy zone, we're definitely going to look for our BPC to get in. The sell zone, we got to break through our 2 layers to even consider the sells, okay? To even consider the sells. So it is 9:28, okay? So we have just about 1 minute until market opens. So we don't have any news today, so that's good. So hopefully we should get some good volume from that from market open today. And we're just gonna take our time and see what opportunities were presented today. All right, see what opportunities were presented today. All right, thank you, Mary. Euro, yes, okay. Thanks for letting me know. So Euro USD just closed for the win. So anybody that got into that, congratulations. You are definitely good for the win for Euro USD. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, guys. 20 seconds. 20 seconds until market opens. And let's see what we get for today. What are we going to get for today? Okay. Here we go. Here we go. All right. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Market is open, guys. Market is open. Let's see what we get. Are we going to get some instant movement here? Or are we going to get a little bit of hesitancy? Let's see what the people want to do for today. Let's see what the market wants to do for today. Okay. Let's see what we want to do. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So the first candle let's see if if price gets close to this area here, right, to our buy zone, then I navigate over to the 1 minute. The 1 minute basically chart, I use that for the BPC. So that's for clarification. On the 1 minute chart, we use that for BPC. Okay, that's extremely important to understand. 1 minute chart, BPC. Okay, so let's see what price gives us. We don't drag this thing out, guys. So if we don't get our look within 30 minutes or so, we set our alerts and see if price comes back to our areas. And then if they do, then we take the trade. And if not, hey, we don't force it. But that's how we're looking at the market. Do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat or put a 1 in the comment section and let me know if you guys can hear me. I apologize for that. Yes, Mary, we're definitely I think we're gonna have a buy today too. I think so too. What do the rest of you guys think? Y'all think we're gonna have a buy or a sell for today? I'm with you on that one, Mary. I think we're gonna have a buy today. What do the rest of you guys think? You think we're gonna have a buy or a sell today? What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on that? Buy or a sell? I think we're gonna have a buy. Based on the way price has been moving, I definitely think we're gonna have a buy. But we always remain objective because things can always change. So we could be looking at a sell too, just depending on how the market moves. Okay, thank you guys for letting me know if you can hear me. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. All right. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So here we go. So let's see if we get this buy opportunity. We just need price to come close to this buy zone here. And all we doing is navigating to that 1 minute chart. We need that breakout. We need that pullback. And then we wait for our continuation to pass our pullback zone. And then we try to take it to the next level. All right. So let's see if we can get that confluence, those 3 confluences before we enter a trade. All right. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer here so we can get a better look. Right now, I am on the 15-minute chart. Okay, I'm on a 15-minute chart. So if you all are looking at this, I'm on a 15-minute chart. If you were in that Euro USD trade, you definitely probably got a win off of that. Okay, you should have gotten a win off of that. All right, so awesome stuff. Okay, we also got a crossover here for USD CAD. I don't know if you guys got into that. If I have time, I will take a look at it. 1 second. Let's see here. I think, yeah. So we're good on that. Okay, so let's see if we can get to this buy zone, guys. Let's see if we can get to this buy zone. It's struggling right now. We're not getting too much volume right now. But we got to be patient. It's still early. It's still early, so we have to be patient. Patience is a part of patience pays. Let's just say that. Patience pays. Okay? It pays to be patient. While we're waiting on NAS, let's go take a peek at USD CAD real quick. And I thought I had USD CAD favorited, but it's all good. We're going to pull it up right now. USD CAD. Okay, we're going to put a favorite to that. All right. Okay, so let's go to USD CAD and see what's happening over there real quick too. All right, so we just got a crossover here for USD CAD to the upside. All right. Not a bad distance between here and there. There's just 0.04%. If you want to take that, let's see. From here, yep, 0.04% is right here. Now, you do see a little bit of rejection here, right? Price is moving sideways a little bit for USD CAD. So just be cautious of that. I'm not going to touch it right now. I'm focusing on that, but I just wanted to take a peek at it so you guys can kind of get my thoughts on that trade. All right, so back at NAS here, trying to figure out what is happening with price right now. And right now, there's nothing happening. So in the 1 minute, it's probably some consolidation happening within this candle because it's just going back and forth, right? It hasn't determined which way it wants to move. Now, if price comes down here, let me just make this acknowledgement too. If price comes down and breaks past this level here, bounces off to 200, and we get a BPC here, that's a valid buy too. That's a valid buy too. Breaks through here, and then it comes back, breakthrough, pull back, continuation, valid buy for sure. For sure. All right. But again, we got to be patient. We got to see how this whole thing plays out. And let's see if we can move. We do have a competition this week going on, right? A profit competition. So we'll see how everybody does for the week. And if you got that execution guide, please make sure that you all are filling that out and tracking your trades. This is how you grow. Please make sure that you are tracking your trades and filling out that execution guide. That is extremely important. This will help you identify what areas of improvement there might be needed. Okay? This is how you stay disciplined. This is how you remain consistent. When your actions are consistent, when you're executing consistently, your results are consistent. Okay? So make sure that and I posted that in the group chat for everybody in the academy. For those that posted their rules, execute those guys, right? Use your execution guide. And great job to Troy and Sylvester. Sylvester put out a lot of analysis in our group, doing some great technical analysis, right? Marking up the charts, and it looks beautiful, man. Right on, spot on with that. Great job, Sylvester. And great job to Troy for dropping in his rules and everything. And Mary and Kelly and Mike for dropping in their rules as well. Now this week is a week of application. Okay, so we got everything we need. So now this is a week of application. Okay, so make sure that you guys are filling those out. All right. So let's see if we can get an opportunity, guys. Let's see if we can get an opportunity. Right now, Naz is asleep. Naz need to wake up. We need Naz to wake up. It's sleep right now. For sure. For sure. Okay. Dre says a buy. Kelly says a buy. Okay. I'm with y'all on that one. I think we're gonna get a buy too. I really do. I think we're gonna get a buy as well. For sure. All right, let's see what we can get here. Still waiting on this Nas to show up for us. So we'll see. But again, this is the part where you can't be anxious. This is the part where you have to relax your mind and let the market do what it's going to do. Understand that when it's moving sideways like this, at some point it has to break out. It cannot just stay sideways the entire time. So you just wait, right? You wait for your optimal opportunity. Wait for your money. Wait for your profits. It's coming. Don't force anything. All right. So if we don't get it in this session, that's absolutely fine. Just set your alerts. And when price breaks those zones, then you know, okay, now it's time for me to enter. All right. Okay. Sylvester says a buy as well. Okay. Looks like we all on the same page today, y'all. We all on the same page today. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Now, we always remain objective because we know that could easily change, right? But based on what the market is looking like right now, yes, it does look like a buy. It definitely looks like a buy. Mary said, Nad's playing wait and see with us today. That's for sure. Naz is not trying to move the way we need Naz to move, Mary. But it's all good. It's all good. We're going to take advantage when it's ready to move. Okay? We're going to definitely do that. Looks like we might be getting a little bit of rejection here. I don't know how solid it is, but we're getting a little bit of rejection. Nothing too crazy. This candle is just stubborn right now. Let's go see what's happening on the 1 minute. I guarantee you it's some consolidation happening here. Yep. Price not moving anywhere. Bunch of back and forth. Red, green, red, green. No movement. No movement. So we're just going to be patient and we're going to wait. And we're going to see what we can get. It's 9:41 right now. We stay on the session till about 9:55, 10 o'clock. So hopefully we can find an entry before then. And if not, that's fine too. All right. But congratulations to everybody that took the trade yesterday for that buy. You should have definitely took profit on that. And let's see if we can keep this thing moving today. Okay. Let's see if we can keep it moving today. So we have about 3 minutes and 15 seconds left on this clock right here on this candle. We'll see if it pans out for us. And yeah, we can go from there. We can go from there. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Okay. Normally towards the end of the 15-minute candle, you'll start to kind of see where price wants to go. But I don't know. The way the market is looking right now, it has some ways to go for sure. Definitely have some ways to go. So we'll see if price wants to figure out what it wants to do. Patience is key, guys. Patience is key. When you start being patient and you start to see even more how it pays off, how it's beneficial, it makes you want to be even more patient. Okay? So we're going to wait and see what we get. Wait and see what we getting. And great morning, everybody on Instagram too. Appreciate y'all for locking in. Everybody on YouTube, y'all already know. Always a pleasure. Okay, so we got 1 minute and 30 seconds left on this candle. Hopefully the next candle will give us some type of movement here. And then we'll go from there. I know it's not the most exciting thing right now, but it's all good because what's most exciting is profits more than anything. And in order to get that, we got to have the right setup. We got to be patient. All right. So we got 1 minute left. 1 minute left on this candle. Let's see if it wants to stay stagnant or if it wants to actually make a move. Right now, it looks like it's trying to just stay stagnant, but we're gonna be patient. We gonna wait. Definitely gonna wait. All right, we're getting a little bit of movement, but nothing crazy. 20 seconds. 20 seconds left on this candle. Here we go. Here we go. The biggest thing that'll separate you all from most people that trade is consistency. Consistent through the hard times, consistent through the uncertain times, consistent through the good times. That is what's going to separate you, that discipline. Because if you keep showing up, and you keep doing what you need to do, you will get there. No question. No question, no doubt in my mind, you will get there. And you guys have proven that time after time. So, great job. All right, we're on our second candle now. Let's see if we can get some movement from this one. Okay, let's see if we can get some movement from this one. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and call it a no trading day, or at least for now, and set our levels. And then, if anything happens between now and then I'll post in the chat if I see any opportunities. Okay, but right now we are struggling. We are struggling, y'all. So here we go. $13 minutes on this specific 15-minute candle. Here we go. All right. If this next candle doesn't get us close to our buy zone, we're probably going to call it a day, okay? And what I'll end up doing is put an alert right above my buy zone and an alert right beneath my sell zone. And I'll walk through, what that looks like, okay? But very simple. Very, very simple with that. Very, very simple. I don't know, y'all. We're getting a little pushback here. Getting a little pushback. Ain't too much money moving right now. Whenever you don't see a volatility like that, it ain't that much money moving right now. This is what we're looking at right now. Again, still a lot of time on this candle, but we'll see up here. Let's see if we can get price to move up here. If we can do that, that's a good look. But if we stay in the middle here, then I'm going to definitely have to set some alerts here. Definitely have to set some alerts. Here we go. 10 minutes and 45 seconds, guys. Left on this candle. And while we're waiting for this candle, we can see how that CAD alert came out. See how that one was doing. Okay, price is reversing here, which is what it did here. If we look over to the left, price reversed right there. So that's not to be unexpected. All right, but let's go back to NAS and let's see what it do. We're going to get this thing about 10 more minutes, guys. 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. See if we get something. See if something can shake for us. Here we go. Might be getting a little rejection here. Let's see. Let's see if we come down to this 200 right here. I'm interested to see how price reacts to that if we do come down. Because this would be also another potential entry as well. We break through that first layer, bounce off the 200, and get a BPC to the upside. That would be a good one too. But we have to wait. We have to wait. Nothing too exciting right now, y'all. Nothing too exciting right now. Nothing too exciting. Let me see here. Just waiting. Just waiting. Let's see. Let's see. All right, guys. So we are coming up to that time. I'm going to give it a couple of more minutes. If not, I'm going to go ahead and set the alerts. And we're going to call it. Because we're not going to force anything if we don't have to. Here we go. About 6 minutes left on this candle right here. But it ain't doing too much, y'all. It is not doing too much movement for us to start to do anything. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and call it. Okay, nothing too much movement right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set an alert. Okay, so I'm bringing my mouse here. I'm clicking this plus sign right here to the right. Clicking this plus sign, and then I'm going to click alert. Okay, so if price breaks past this area, I'm still looking for my BPC. Okay, I'm still looking for my BPC. Then I'm going to get in. Okay, same thing here for my sell zone. I'm going to put my alert here. If price passes here, still looking for my BPC, but it's putting me on point to look for the price to move in a certain way. Okay, so great job, everybody, for determining the directional bias and looking in a certain way. We'll see if price wants to continue to follow that. If I do see a move happen, I will post it in the chat. Again, we'll be back on next Tuesday, 8:45 Eastern Standard Time, same time every single day. I'm sorry, every Tuesday. We're every day in the academy. And make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share this with other people. This is literally free knowledge right here. This is good knowledge that you can share with other people that can help change their situation. So again, I appreciate y'all for locking in. Let's stay connected. Let's keep building. And you guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Talk to y'all later.